death toll have not been determined. The Islamists are seeking to overthrow the Western-backed government in Somalia and impose its strict version of Islamic law. The United Nations Human Rights High Commissioner Zeid Ra'ad Al Hussein has concluded a 4-day visit to the Central African Republic CAR, where he noted that the human rights situation is still a cause for anxiety for both citizens and the United Nations. The CAR has experienced more than 2 years of violence between Muslim and Christian militias, which has displaced nearly 1 million people. Al Hussein acknowledged recent positive developments in the CAR that include a decision to allow people who have fled to neighboring countries to vote in elections.
We all together, all of us together, must work toward that objective. That includes citizens, civil society, it includes government, transitional authorities, it includes the political parties, the UN in all its dimensions. All of us and the international community must be driven by a deep purpose, and we have to avoid criticizing each other, that one group is not doing enough, the other group is not. This won't get us very far.
On the trial of former Chadian dictator Hissène Habré for crimes against humanity starts on Monday. Habré was in court in July, but proceedings ran into some hitches as Habré and his supporters disrupted sitting when they put up these sins. Habré, accused of war crimes and crimes against humanity and torture, had refused legal representation, saying he did not recognize the court's jurisdiction and vowed not to cooperate with the trial, which is seen as a test case for African justice. It comes a quarter of a century after Habré's reign ended. The adjournment of the case to this September was to allow his lawyers prepare an adequate defense. Editor of the Pan-African Newswire, Abayomi Azikiwe, who joined us earlier, says the case will have to overcome some controversies.
A case which is scheduled to begin in 2 days still faces tremendous obstacles. The defense attorneys refused to participate. They said it was a politically motivated case that was largely being carried out at the aegis of the current Chadian president, Idris Deby Nt. And of course, with the charges of it being politically motivated, complicates the whole prosecutorial process.
While Egyptian police says it has arrested 5 suspects in connection with the August bombing of a police bus in the northern governorate of Beheira. The explosion killed 3 police conscripts and injured 27 others. According to the Interior Ministry, the attackers aimed to drive a wedge between the police personnel and the Interior Ministry, as the explosion took place at the same time as the Sharqiya police personnel protest. Lower-ranking police had protested in the northern governorate of Sharqiya for 2 days in August over low salaries and working conditions. Egypt has been battling a growing Islamist insurgency since the 2013 ouster of Islamist President Mohamed Morsi. Moroccans have voted in local polls nearly 4 years after protest prompted reforms by the king. The Islamic-leaning Justice and Development Party won a historic victory in the elections that followed those protests. And this vote is seen as a test of their time in office. With 80% of votes counted, the opposition party had a narrow lead with 20% of the votes, while the ruling Justice and Development Party, JDP, had 17%. UN envoy for Libya is optimistic about the country's peace deal. Bernardino Leon says a deal on a unity government in Libya could be reached soon, but a difficult work still remains.
The meetings we had yesterday and today in Geneva in a better position than where